Evening all, and welcome back to Kerbalism. Last episode we managed to successfully rescue two Kerbals from orbit of Minmus and collect their craft, and we were on our way back to Kerbin when a massive ejection struck and we wasn't really sure whether the Kerbals were going to survive it or not. So let's pick up where we left off and see what happens. The next day all my Kerbals are going to get irradiated. Which I cannot do a damn thing about. So let's just time warp through the day. Kerbalism has been exposed to intense radiation. Thunderstorm in progress. Only 46 minutes left. Oh, this might be good. This might be okay. Mill, yes, yep, mill down the other ones that were out in first, that's fine. Mason, yep. And Shawmore, okay. Come on. It's finished. Oh. Okay, we do have to go through Kerbin's radiation belts as well. We are just going to literally finish. We're going to fly through that. And hopefully we can bring all these Kerbals home. They kind of need to come home like straight away. They can't be in space much longer. This is not good for them. They are little green men and women, but they're going to become glowing green men and women. I'm not sure is what they want. I can't even find. There's Kerbin. Kerbin's down there. Go down. Ooh, what have we got? Science instrument malfunction. We can still repair it. I'm not going to bother. Nitrogen reserves are low, are they? Oh, yeah, we've only got 1 day of nitrogen left. And we're 3 days out. That's fine. We're going to run out of nitrogen. That's not required. No more nitrogen, that's fine. It's not required for actual spaceflight. Oh, what we got now? Food reserves getting low. Yes, okay. I'm going to get loads of interrupts on the way down. Food reserve, water reserves, all sorts of stuff. Water's getting low, yep. Okay, right. So, no more electric charge on Kerbin Station. Oh no, it's fine. So, about here, I want to add a manoeuvre. Bring my apparatus down as far as I possibly can, but my periapsis up. Where does that manoeuvre have to be? Is it just far directly out from the planet, I believe? Pretty much. Just over it. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself radial out and burn off the rest of the fuel that we have in this stage here. I believe I was actually putting my periapsis up, so I don't want to do that. I want to go retrograde. Retrograde orbit please, not surface. And turn that back up, might as well. And that way I'll dump the first stage into the atmosphere. Like so. And that's that stage. That will go down into the atmosphere nice and happily. And then I'm not actually sure where the radiation belts are. What button was it to show? There it is. There's all the radiation belts. We want to come through them pretty sharpish, but obviously I do need to still slow down. So I need to walk down to, well, through that belt there, and then jump on the brakes right at the end. So we want to walk to there. There we go. And then basically just want to slow ourselves right down and hope we do not burn up in the atmosphere. And into the atmosphere we go. I'm going to leave the solar panels attached for as long as I can. Just to keep the power up as high as I possibly can for the reaction wheels. These reaction wheels are running, that doesn't have any reaction wheels in it. Out of that. Nope, I've taken out everything from that as I possibly can. That's now the lightest part. We should be okay. Based on the speed I was coming down from the height, we should be okay. Shouldn't even really need to worry about slowing down the heat shield, sorry, because we're slow enough. There's the solar panel gone. Oh, slow down, slow down. There's a lot of drag on that. That's another reason I'm kind of keeping the bottom piece on, hoping that it's going to help slow down the drag on that. Obviously the engine is heavy, so hopefully it will be steady enough. We are coming down over water, I believe. Yep, we're going to be coming down over water, which is fine. I may, however, once we are under the parachute, get whoever's in here, Sean Moore, out and have him come down on his own parachute, because I'm concerned that's going to explode once it hits the water. Okay, things are looking good. Right, let's couple that. Oh, I was really worried that something serious exploded then. Oh, that was worrying. Oh dear. Let's deploy all of our parachutes. Turn off our SES, we don't need that anymore. This whole thing will flip over. Or not. No, that is still quite light. It is going to tumble a bit, which is fine. But yeah, I said if I get Sean Moore out and have him come down under his own steam, as it were, I'm thinking that maybe he'll survive better, because that might explode hitting the water. Depends on how well these parachutes hold up when they deploy. I'll have a look see first. Okay, parachutes are deployed, and we're coming down at 4 meters a second. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. Not an issue whatsoever. And slowly but surely down we come. So, Dessen and Sean Moore, a pilot and a new engineer, welcome to the space program. We hope you enjoy your stay, because you will be staying. And don't worry, we don't leave Kerbals behind. At least we try not to. Ooh. That could have been more serious, but it wasn't. It's fine. Everything is awesome. We're home. And we gained a little bit of science from a suborbital flight on Minmus. Obviously we gained a bit of money. Our money's jumped up mainly because of the 2 missions we have completed there. Rescue missions. And of course, we have 2 brand new Kerbals who have joined us. And Mildin, who has advanced to level 2. Awesome. So, things are going well. We're getting very close to that now. We're at least 500,000 away. Let's have a look, see what else there is. So, it turns out that the only real way for us to actually get any decent money at the moment is to just continue on with some rescue missions. I do have 2 new missions to rescue 2 Kerbals from orbit of Kerbin. That's what we're going to do here. We also got one to go to the moon. I'm going to take this to this station and refuel it and see what we're going to be like once we get there. If it's got enough fuel for that sort of journey, I can get to the moon and refuel at the moon as well. So we might go to the moon, then come back again and rescue the 2 Kerbals in orbit. I think I'll do it that way. That would probably make more sense. But yeah, actually, I'm going to go over and do that. I'll record the whole rescuing them bit and then bring them back. But I'm not going to do a whole full cut of it because, well, you've seen me rescue people before. You know what the deal's like. So, well, I generally don't want to bore you. Right, so we have arrived at the station, and unfortunately I've discovered we've got nowhere to dock. There are no spare docking ports on this whatsoever, which doesn't really help. But that's not a big problem, because Bill, I do believe, yes, you still have some connector ports on you, so we can temporarily use them. Also, you can repair this RCS thruster that stopped working, probably by giving it a power kick in space, which I suppose is possible. You could put your foot out and then just fire your thrusters, I suppose. Just seemed weird. Okay, right. However, before I do any of that, I want to get Bob out. Then Bob wants to take all the data. When I was building this, I had the video where I was doing the modifying this to make it what it is now from the old station. I did make the mistake of messing up and removing all the data from it, which was fun. Luckily, I had a backup save. So I went back and did that and then had to reconstruct the station again off camera. There is apparently a way to do it via editing the save file. I did have a look and I think I figured it out, but I wasn't going to risk it really. That sort of thing, you get it wrong, you break your save file. Yes, you should always have backups, and I do have backups, but, well, sometimes it's just easier to just rebuild it in the game. Yeah, so always remember your data gets removed if you use Kerbal attachment system to attach anything to a craft with data in it. I think that's just the way Kerbalism does stuff. It's not the default game, because Kerbalism actually stores information as data. So yeah, I think it is a Kerbalism thing. Not really a bug because it's multiple mods mixing together. so it's really difficult to say, you know, what does it, what doesn't. But from my understanding, Kerbal attachment system, basically when you apply something to a craft, as in when I add this port to it, it makes a copy of this craft, adds the port to it, deletes this craft and reloads it. That's why you get the message from Kerbalism saying it's swapped over, because it sees that there's a new craft with exactly the same name and same data, so the data should be transferred to it, but it doesn't, because that's not correct. Okay, so Basin, you can come out and you can unlink that, because yeah, that was getting a little bit on the shaky side. And then Bob, you can go back in. We can move this away from the station so it doesn't crash into any solar panels or anything. Put yourself prograde if you don't mind. There we go. Right. And then we just need to tell the station to continue working on all its data. And I will have to bring up some more docking ports for this. I was kind of waiting for the large docking ports to be unlocked, but then these extending ones link to the docking port juniors, so I don't know, maybe this just needs, well, it doesn't need any more docking ports. What it needs is for some of the craft that's currently attached to it to be sorted out. For instance, this needs to be attached to that, and then science station needs to be attached to the back of it, so we've got science on this side, and then that frees up a docking port there. The greenhouse should really go somewhere as well, I don't know where, but yeah, it's sort of a work in progress, that one. But that's not why we're here. We are here to get our Kerbals rescued, so let's go on to the moon. And we have arrived at the first rescue point. I've used a lot more fuel than I expected because this was a retrograde orbit. That means that I cannot now dock with the moon station because I don't have enough fuel for it, but I have got enough to get back to Kerbin. So we might go back there, do a bit of aero braking, see if I can meet the station there again for a bit more fuel. Probably the best way to do this, I feel. But first, let's skip ahead in time a little bit. You were in a plane. Oh, and you are part of scan. Okay. Oh, deviate you. Yeah, that thing can go spinning off. I don't know. Really not sure what that pod is doing. It has to let it set to tracking that there. But anyway, it doesn't matter because we are here, and there is one Kerbal rescued. So I've had to abandon the plan of going back to get more fuel and carry on with the rescue because during one of my aero breaks I managed to smash the solar panels off this and they now have no electricity whatsoever. I'm completely reliant on the RCS to try and keep this straight. I'm really hoping we get caught sometime soon because yeah, this is not going well at all, but I'm hopeful. Things are looking kind of good. I can always turn these reaction wheels on, these RCS thrusters on to slow me down as well, so I think overall we're going to be okay. And you all know the drill by now. You launch the craft, you rendezvous with the target, you grab the Kerbal, you bring them home, and they become a wonderful part of your space program. And with that successful mission, we have another 2 Kerbals. That means we've gained 4 Kerbals in very quick succession. We still don't quite have enough to upgrade this, which is, yeah, a little annoying, but I hope. No, not doing a scanner. Nope. Our urban station data is still doing things to transmit and stuff. We've got lots of science there. I don't really think we've got a fair few to buy, but really I want to unlock some of these drill things to try and get things going. So, right, I suppose we could have a look at some new things. We can expand the Kerbin station. Let's support 15 Kerbals and ensure it has an antenna, a docking port, and generate power. That's doable. Not a great deal of money for that though. We do have plenty of tourist missions, which I might do a few of. Got outposts here and recover apart from orbit of the sun. Wow. So yeah, I think I'm going to have a look, see at what we can do here. All these are obviously going, and just need to push that over to the 2.5 million so that we can finally upgrade the station and get things going. And the quest for more money continues, but Kerbal Alarm Clock has advised me that our ELU transfer window is now available. So to that end, we are launching this craft with a probe on board to go to ELU. It does have enough Delta V to get there, and I think get in orbit as well, which I'd like to do because it's got some scanners on there, which will be wonderful things. ELU is the furthest planet out in the entire Kerbal system. It's very, very long way away and on an odd inclination, so it's going to be a bit more difficult to get to the normal planets. It's just a ball of ice sat out there really, but it takes 5 years to get to ish, so this is a real long-term investment. By the time we get any science from this, we'll probably not need any science, but well, you know, I'm still going to do it because why not? And here we are up in orbit. Time to discard this shroud and deploy our solar panels like so. Now, using solar to ELU is probably dumb. ELU is a very, very long way from the sun. There it is. So my solar panels are not going to get any real power out there, but I don't have any other form of generating power, so that's what we're going to have to stick with. I've got a lot of fuel left here, which surprises me actually, but no one. So to get to ELU, we need to fire out along our orbit. So that here somewhere, and keep going. Very, very long way. Basically, want to line up the exit trajectory along the orbit. Right, let's first and foremost, shall we actually try and get to ELU? Let's have one. Okay, there is roughly orbit. Oh, ELU is also not in a circular orbit, it's off, so that all adds to the trickery of trying to find it. Is that roughly along our orbit? Where is our orbit? Our orbit. It's annoying the lines disappear when you zoom in, but that's good enough. Right, so that's about the optimal burn. And that will take us well past the ELU. So let's come back. Okay, and then once again, that's good enough for me. That's good enough. Right. Okay. So that will take us out to roughly Elu's sort of orbit, but we're not getting the counter because we are nowhere. We're not actually crossing. We are actually crossing the orbit there. I do wonder why we're not getting. Aha! Aha! Is that an encounter with Elu, or is that an encounter with Joule? That is Joule, I think. Yes, yeah, it's Joule. That's not what we want. We don't particularly need an encounter with Joule. Not getting any indication saying that there's even going to be a... Ah, there we are. Okay, so if I do that, then by the time we get out there, Elu's going to be a really, really long way away. Why is this? Right, I'm going to have a play here to try and figure out and get an close approach somewhere nearby, and I shall be right back. So I've managed to get an encounter with Elu, but it's not going to work the way I expected to. I've got two maneuvers here, that's fine, that's not a problem. The issue is that my second stage is, or my final stage, sorry, is a nuclear engine with all the fuel there. And that's nowhere near as efficient as this engine. So I'm going to fire off this one at the allotted time. It's going to burn for almost 2 minutes. We're going to have a minute and a half-ish left to carry on burning. But our thrust to weight ratio is going to be so low, it's going to throw it right off. So what I'm going to do is I am going to burn here and use all the fuel up. And then once that's done, I'm going to have a look and redo the maneuver to try and get it going now. I'm hoping I'll still be in Kerbin's sphere influence, because then I can come back to Periaps and fire there, because that's the most efficient way to do it. Splitting nodes up is complicated and the maths is well beyond my brain. So, yeah. But that's the plan. Anyway, so let's warp ahead, shall we? I'll fire maneuver when it's supposed to be fired, because why not? That seems to just make sense. This is as good a time as any, which is now. We will see where this takes us. Okay, and we're out of fuel in that stage there. Let's ditch that one off. But unfortunately, we are out of Kerbin's sphere of influence. We didn't come back round again. So, yeah, I mean, I could just continue to fire this engine. I think. What is our thrust to weight ratio? 0.45. Didn't look what it was in the other one, but this is a lot slower. So yeah, it's got 6 minutes rather than 3. So this is going to throw our calculations off. But really, I can't do a great deal about it. So I'll burn till this is pretty much done, and then we'll eyeball it, and we'll try and figure it out from there. That's probably the best way to do this. Yes, these do have an alternator, don't they? Yes, they do. Awesome. So, not worried about power. Okay. So, I should be back in, well, 5 minutes. Actually, not 5 minutes. It'll be the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Hope to see you again next time. And until then, as always, have fun.